We're just a few days away from the Pixel 9 series phones, at least the 9 and the 9 XL, and I'm pretty excited. And this is probably the most excited I've been about their regular phones since the 6. And the 6 was a nice phone when it came out. I really liked the 6 Pro and the 7, the 8 Pro, all that jazz. But the build quality and the design, I like it a lot. And I went to Best Buy, and of course it has a stupid security block on it, but I wanted to go take a look at them in person, which you can also do. Here's some footage just so you can see. But I went over there, I went to go take a look at it, and I'm going to be honest. When it comes to these Pixel phones, I kind of like the way that they look, but whenever I pick them up and I hold them, just the way that they're built, it just doesn't it never doesn't always feel super premium to me. And I don't know why it is. I know it is, like, in my mind I'm like, okay, this is a well built phone and all that stuff, but it just doesn't have that same build quality that I come to expect with like an iPhone 15 Pro or a Pro series phone, or like a Samsung Ultra series phone. It just doesn't feel the same. Maybe you feel that way, maybe you don't, maybe I'm crazy. But when I picked up the Pixel 9 Pro and the 9 Pro XL, they felt probably like the nicest and the most premium phones you can get in the US market right now. And I like the flat side design. I like the flat screen. This display was gorgeous. It was nice. It was smooth with the Tensor 4. I mean, I didn't really get a chance to test it. So this is not a referendum on the performance of the Tensor G4. I'll have to test that out once mine finally gets here. But from taking a look at them, the build quality, the materials, the colors, the design, I really like it a lot, and I'm really excited for whenever mine finally gets here. Now, I pre-ordered the Pixel 9 Pro and Pro XL, and it's weird the way that they're doing this, because the Pro XL and the 9 come out first, and then we got to wait until September the 4th to get the Pro and the Pro Fold. Well, like I said, I pre-ordered the Pro and the Pro XL. I may need to go ahead and just get the 9 as well. When I picked up the 9, even though it's only 1 gram difference, and that's the weird thing to me, they're made from the same materials, but it just, I don't know, it felt more hollow on the inside. I was looking at it and feeling it, and it just didn't, I don't know, I wasn't too crazy about it. But again, that's the regular 9. They're not exactly the same as the Pro Series phones. But whenever I was using the Pro and the Pro XL, and I got to tell you, the phone I've been most excited about this entire lineup is the regular Pro, because you get all the Pro stuff. There's no difference in the phone, and it's this size, which is something that I'm really happy about, because I like smaller phones. I don't have the biggest hands in the world, so having a phone with the 6.2, 6.3 inch screen, but not having to make any sacrifices, is one of the most important things to me. And it's something that we're finally going to get in the Android world. We've had it with the iPhone 15 Pro, 14 Pro, 13 Pro. Like, iPhone has their regular Pro series phone, but one thing that's really irked me is, like, when we got the new 5 times telephoto and the 15 Pro Max this last year, they still used the previous series one in the regular Pro. And that's what irks me whenever you look at these phones, because they're supposed to be the same, right? But then they screw you and they take something out of it, because that's just Apple's way. But when you look at the when you look at the Pixel 9 Pro and the Pro XL, there's no change. They both have the vapor chamber, they have the same quality screen. They have the same cameras. They have all that stuff. Now, the battery is a little bit smaller. That makes sense, so, because you have a smaller form factor. You can't put as big of a battery in there, but it's still a pretty large battery. There's not a huge size difference, honestly, in that regard. So I'm hoping that what Google is able to accomplish here is they give us a Pro Series phone in a smaller form factor, but we actually have enough for all-day battery. And when I bought the iPhone 15 Pro, I bought the Pro and the Pro Max at the same time, and I really wanted to like the Pro and be able to use it. And I love the size, the form factor, all that stuff, but the battery life was absolutely atrocious. Like, it was bad. It was dead by the middle of the day. So I ended up returning that one and keeping the Pro Max. So my hope this go around, with what Google has done here, it has a fairly good sized battery. It should be enough to get me, even a power user, through the day. The Tensor 4 is supposed to be better on heat, better on battery life, all those things. So I think whenever you put all that together, it should be a really good phone. And that's my hope here. Now, I know there's a lot of people who like to dump on the Tensor chips and all that stuff. We haven't had an opportunity to test them yet. I know the benchmarks are not inspiring, but just like I cautioned And I said with the previous phones, it's not about the benchmarks. When you take a look at, like, let's say a Corvette, it's got a massive V8 engine in it, but you can also get a Mustang GT that has a V8 engine that's small. You can get a Camaro SS. You can get Toyota Supra that's got it's got an inline six in it that's got a turbo, and it still goes even faster than cars with V8. So everything in processors doesn't just boil down to what the benchmarks are. Benchmarks are just one thing to look at. But when you take a look at other things like what's the phone designed for, does it achieve that, and does it do it in a smooth and efficient manner where you have a seamless experience? And I was pretty encouraged when I was using it, because just between opening a couple apps and switching back and forth and swiping around on the screen, it felt really fluid. It felt really quick and really fluid. So just that kind of day-to-day experience, I was able to kind of emulate using the phone they had at the store for a couple of minutes. It felt pretty nice. And I got to tell you, I was holding it in my hand. I'm like, wow, this feels really good. Like the paint on here, well, whether it's paint, whatever it is, but either way, the colors on them look really nice. And I like the differentiation because you have similar colors on the 9 and the Pro series, but the 9 is of course more vibrant. You've got the peony and you've got the wintergreen, as opposed to the hazel and the other pink color that you have. I'm drawing a blank on it right now. But when you take a look at those 2 or 4 colors that we have, I think that they stand out pretty well. I think they look nice, and I think they look neat. They look a lot better than the upcoming iPhone 16 Pro. I saw this copper color they have, and I got to tell you, it looks like I said it looks like poop. I mean, it just looks like this terrible brown color. So I think Google's probably even going to beat the iPhone in the color department this year. But I think the colors are good. I think the build quality materials are good. I think the screen looks beautiful. It is brighter this year. We do have a better screen. It goes up to, I believe, 2700 in its brightness maximum. So this should be the best experience that we've ever had with the Pixel phone. And then what's also encouraging is the vapor chamber, which I've talked about previously. The vapor chamber is a component that goes in there that helps pull heat away and helps kind of lower that temperature. So when it comes to throttling, when it comes to the phone heating up, that's what kills a lot of these phones. It kills battery, it kills performance. So the longer you can keep those temperatures down and kind of offset that as you're using the phone, you're going to get a better overall experience with the phone. And that's going to be big for gaming, big for video, and maybe even for some AI tasks that are very, very taxing, which we'll have to see how that goes. And I wasn't otherworldly inspired when I saw the keynote, and they really didn't talk about a whole lot of new AI stuff. Gemini's cool and all that jazz, but we'll have to see how it is where the rubber meets the road, and then kind of look at it compared to the other phones. But this should be a pretty good phone, or phones rather, and I like the way they look. I'm not crazy about how far the camera bump sticks out, and you could see that in the video clip that I had. It definitely sticks out, and I think it sticks out more than ever. But one offset to that is if you put a case on it, it should kind of negate that. And I'm going to have a case on my phone, so I'm not too butthurt about that. That's not something that I'm going to have my feelings hurt too much over, because I don't carry my phone without a case. But it's something that I can definitely see some people not caring for too much. But I have to say, this has probably been the most excited I've been for a new Pixel phone series to come out, and probably the most impressed that I've been. Again, there's always something I haven't liked too much about them, like the frosted texture glass on the Pixel 3. Like, I really didn't care for that. It felt icky in my hand. It just, I don't know, the way it rubbed on my skin, it just felt like chalkboard. And then it came to the Pixel 4, and it looked nice, but they only gave us the 2 cameras, right? There was no ultra wide. And then the Pixel 5, it was kind of, okay, we've got a Snapdragon 765. This is the only phone. It's not too impressive. So there's always been kind of something, but this go around, this series, I'm encouraged by. I'm excited, and I can't wait to get it and test it out. So that's my 2 cents there. But if you want to talk about it, we can. We'll go to the comment section, have some discussion there. Did you buy one? Did you pre-order one? Are you excited about the new phone? Is there something that you're looking forward to? Let's have some discussion on that. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and a little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys next time.